Mabuhay! My name is John Paul Oira. You can call me JP. I was a former participant from the Philippines for the 45th Ship for Southeast Asian and Japanese Youth Program, or the SSEAYP. And I've been really wanting to create a video series about my experiences in the program so that I can share this to you and hopefully to encourage more of our Filipino youth to apply for the program and to experience that once in a lifetime experience that we had in the program. So, and hopefully also in the future, if I continue with this video series, to help the future Philippine Participating Youth, or the PPYs, in their preparation for the program. And yeah, and to share all the rest of the experiences that I had, or we had, during the actual program on board the ship. So what is SSEAYP foremost? So SSEAYP is it's an annual diplomatic, cultural, and academic exchange program where selected young leaders from Japan and ASEAN get to experience a once-in-a-lifetime and life-changing expedition. This is sponsored by the Japanese government and supported by the governments of 10 ASEAN member states. So, in other words, you get to be with your youth counterparts in the 10 ASEAN member states and Japan on board a ship called MS Nippon Maru, and you're gonna stay there, do a lot of activities, and go to different countries, ASEAN countries, and do homestay, institutional visits, and a lot more in those countries. It's incredible, amazing experiences. Now, the first thing that you have to do is grab your application form, something like this, or this one actually. So where do you get this? You go to the NYC website, or go to their Facebook page or our Facebook page in our batch. That's Hinirang, Philippine Youth Ambassadors of Goodwill. We have some instructions there for you to apply for the program. So just go to the NYC website. That's nyc.gov.ph. NYC stands for National Youth Commission. And once you open their webpage, look for the part that says Call for Applications, 46th Shipped for Southeast Asian and Japanese Youth Program, or SSEAYP, SSEAYP. When you open that, scroll to the bottom and you'll see download the application forms. You click here, the word here, and then it allows you to see a lot of downloadables from the NYC website. Go to the 2019 SSEAYP application forms. Choose national leader if you want to be a national leader or the advisor of the group. But for this video, I'm going to talk about the form for participating youth, or what they call us, PYs, participating youth. Click that and you will be directed to this file, 46th SSEAYP, or Ship for Southeast Asian and Japanese Youth Program. Alright, now once you have your form, this form, once you've downloaded it, you can, it's a Word file, so you can encode your information, your data in the form, and you can write it down. I think it's okay also to write it down. I have my former form here. It says 45th SSEAYP, and this is 46th SSEAYP. It's very, very similar, just a bit different on the requirements, and I think it's a bit easier this time around. So I'm going to orient you about it. So let me orient you with what to put. So first, so I hope you just grab your copies first, and so that we can be in sync. I'll be talking about it, and then look at your copies. So you have your name, there's your name there, your sex, your age, your height, your weight, birth date, birthplace, official mailing address. You place your official mailing address because they might send you something. Telephone number, if you don't have one, just place NA. And your mobile number is very, very important to place the correct mobile number there, because they will call you if you're accepted. And your email address, you place it there also, the one that's active, okay? And yeah, and your religion, your civil status, you should be single. I think it's part of the requirements. Okay. Yeah, should be single. And your present occupation or position, if you are working or if you're a student, you place it here. Years of service, place it also here. Name of institution where you are working or where you are studying, and the address. And over here, passport size photo, have a picture taken, it's passport size, and you place it here. And place a date taken. And region to be represented, you should know which region you are in. So I am from Central Visayas, Region 7, so I placed here Central Visayas. Your father's and your parents' name, their place of birth, and their occupation. And if you have brothers and sisters, how many they are. And then you have educational background, your elementary, secondary, tertiary, vocational, if you have other, courses, and postgraduate, masteral, doctoral. You also place it here with the inclusive dates and your honors received if you have, for example, first honorable mention, valedictorian, honors, and other things, Latin honors also. And the next part is scholarship grants, maximum of 3 grants. So I say just place the top 3 scholarships that you had during your school days. And name of the scholarship grants, for example, DUST and DUST RA 7684 scholarship, and the donor is of course DUST, inclusive dates, and if you have other honors received alongside that scholarship. Only 3 guys, okay? And youth organizations or youth serving organizations affiliations, list 5 entries only. So place your current organizations or the top 5 organizations, or that you want to place there, okay? And don't forget to place your position, years of membership. For the position, place the highest one that you have or you had in that organization. Contact person and their contact number. Make sure you tell them that you place their names here so that in case the NYC will call them, they will not be surprised. Related trainings and seminars, you can place an attached sheet on a separate, or you can have a separate list for this in a separate sheet, and from present to previous for the last 3 years in this format. So they have a format, you can just copy the whole part and the whole, like the 2 rows here, and place it in a different sheet. Like this one, I created my own before. So the top part is I copied from the form, and I created more rows for the related trainings and seminars that I attended. Place the title of the seminar, inclusive dates, who conducted it, and the contact number. For example, I had here a dance workshop by Dance Motion USA. That's the title of the workshop. Inclusive date, March 2016. It was conducted by the U.S. Department of State and the Cultural Center of the Philippines. And I have a contact number here, the organizers. Okay, make sure you have the contact number of the organizers also. And next part is the name of your company and the contact number. So where you are working, if in case you are working, in your position, and inclusive dates, like the first your hire date to the present, in case you're still working in the same company. Okay. And you have the passport information. Make sure you have the right passport number. The place of issue, it can be seen in the first page of your passport. Place of issue, yes, place of issue somewhere here in your passport. So you can locate that, the first page or the photo page of your passport. You can place other information like special skills or talents. You place your skills and talents. food restrictions is very, very important, so that the program or organizers would know if you have allergies, or you're not allowed to eat a certain kind of food. And dialects or foreign language spoken, you write it down: English, Filipino, or Tagalog, Bisaya, or Cebuano, and other foreign language that you know of. And character references not related to you within the third degree of consanguinity or affinity. Yeah, those who are not related to you, place it down here. People of who knows you and have a good position in the community, perhaps your former advisor or a former boss, and yeah, those people, place their names, their occupations, and address and telephone number. Again, make sure that you tell them that you place them as your character references. And next part is place name of any SSEAYP alumni that you know. Place their names there and your relationship. So if you know anyone of the SSEAYP alumni, you have a lot in the Philippines, place them in that portion. You have several questions that you have to answer yes or no. So are you a Sangguniang Kabataan or local youth development officer? If you are, then place yes. And if yes, please indicate position and your barangay or city or municipality or province. Next is, have you been involved with any NYC local program or activity? If you had, please place yes and indicate the programs and the year. So I was involved with some programs of the NYC, some of the programs that they have organized or supported. So I placed the Tayo Awards, since I had the opportunity to be in the Tayo in the regional finals, and some other activities that were organized by NYC. And the next one is, have you been a participant of any NYC international exchange programs? If you had experienced this, please yes as well. I was part of Genesis, or Japan East Asia Network of Exchange for Students and Youth program in 2012, so I placed that here also. Next question is, have you rendered voluntary service for the NYC? If you had, then if you have, you place yes also. And I placed here, since we had some re-echo seminars before with Genesis, I placed it here. If you have more very, very specific volunteer activity with the NYC, place that also here. And next question is, have you joined or attended any SSEAYP activities? Place also here, perhaps. I placed my participation during the 44th SSEAYP screening. I applied the first time the 44th, so I placed that here also. And if you have other activities with SSEAYP, maybe workshops or campaigns, just place them also here. Next is, do you anticipate to take in any program, conference, board, or bar exams or scholarship this year, 2019? Place them also here. I was supposed to take the LET, or the licensure exam for teachers, so I placed them here also, so that they would know if it would conflict to the schedule of SSEAYP, or how you will be able to go around with that schedule. Next is, are you a member of an organization registered under the YORP, or the Youth Organizations Registration Program of the NYC? If you are, place them here. I'm part of some organizations, so I place those things here. Next is, are you on a scholarship granted by the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, or any other government agency? So if you are a scholar, or if you were a scholar under DOST, place them here also. I was a scholar under DOST, so I placed them here, and I just place a part, obtain a final clearance in a particular date. So if you're cleared already, that's great. Because if you're not, there are certain things that you have to do with the DOST in order for you to be temporarily cleared to go for the program. Okay, and the last question is, are you suffering from any illness and or orthopedic disabilities or taking prescription drugs to cure specific illness? If you're not, then please no. Oh. Also indicated in the form are the qualifications under in page number 2, the qualifications for the program. Just want to read this. Filipino citizen, single, must be single, and must be 18 to 30 years old as of March 30, 2019. So you must be 18 to 30 during the time of application. Okay? Must be of good moral character and has no criminal record. Must possess a good command of the English language because this is the medium used in the program. Okay? And must be physically and mentally fit to travel because you'll be on board a ship for 52 days and be traveling to 5 countries. So you must be physically and mentally fit to travel, right? And must be residing at the place of representation for at least 6 months at the time of application. Number 1, or letter A, if not employed or studying, must be residing in the region to be represented for at least 2 years, immediately preceding the date of application. If employed, the applicant must be working in the region to be represented for at least 6 months, immediately preceding the date of application. Now, if you're a student who wish to apply to represent a particular region, you must present a certification duly signed by the head of the organization that you are actively participating in the region's youth-related activities for at least 6 months, immediately preceding the date of application. And if you're also a student, the applicant must be studying the region to be represented for at least 6 months, immediately preceding the date of application. If at the time of application, the applicant has less than 6 months of stay in the workplace, school, or residence, the paper screening committee reserves the right to determine the applicant's regional representation. Okay? Now, letter F for qualification is must have a strong background and knowledge in Philippine history, geography, culture, arts, and the region to be represented. Why? Because you get to share the Philippines to the ASEAN countries and to Japan. So you have to have something to share to them. Okay, that's why you have to have a strong background. You can study. You can still have time to study. And must be knowledgeable in current issues about ASEAN and Japan still, because you'll be amongst ASEAN youth and be traveling to several ASEAN countries and Japan. So it's great that you have a background about current issues also. Preferably a first-time international traveler. It's preferable, but if you've traveled elsewhere already, it's fine. It's still okay. And next is must be willing to take a leave of absence from school or work and complete all trainings and activities before, during the program, and after the program with a time frame. Read the time frame because it's very, very important that you're okay with these dates, that you can leave from school or work. For the pre-departure training, the pre-departure activities that could have a span of 1 month, the actual program that's like almost 2 months, and a post-program evaluation. And what are the requirements or the application documents that you have to send? 1 copy of the application form. This form, you have to submit it with a photo with a white background, original and not scanned, and taken within the last 6 months. Okay? 1 copy of the applicant's resume, maximum of 3 pages. So your resume, make it good looking. Only 1 copy and only maximum of 3 pages with no other attachments. Okay. Next is a copy of your certificate of residency issued by your punong barangay where you are active, where you are currently residing. For example, is this one. You get a barangay clearance or certificate of residency. It's similar, okay? And a copy of a certification from the organization that the applicant is an active member for at least 1 year immediately preceding the application period. So whatever is your organization, you're stating that you're active for at least 1 year prior to the application period. For example, is this one. I got it from my organization, the Volunteer Youth Leaders for Health Philippines. I got the certification stating that I'm a member and an officer and signed by one of our advisors or our like officers. Okay, make sure to have this one. And a copy of your authenticated birth certificate from the PSA, or the Philippine Statistics Authority. You can get your birth certificate there. It's easy to get. Okay. Next is a photocopy of your COMELEC identification card. So make sure that you have your COMELEC identification card, something like this. Or if you don't have that, original copy of your certification from the COMELEC. Go to your COMELEC office in your city or your municipality and ask them to give you something like this. Voter certification. Okay, you have to give the original to the NYC, or scan the original and give it to the NYC. And a photocopy of your passport, a photo page and the back page. So if you have your passport, photocopy this part and the back part of your passport. This part, make sure you have the details written there. Okay. And if you will be accepted or selected, you will undergo several kinds of medical examinations that I will talk about next time. And you can submit your documents. It may be hand carried to the office or mailed or emailed to the National Youth Commission Central Office. Make sure to submit the complete documents not later than March 30, 2019 at 11:59 p.m. I think I sent my application last year around 11:52 in the deadline. So make sure not to go beyond the deadline or else you get disqualified. For hand-carried applications, it must be submitted not later than 7 p.m. and submit them to the Social Marketing Division at NYC 3rd floor, West Insula Building, number 135 West Avenue, corner EDSA, Quezon City. For submission through mail, the Secretariat should receive the requirements postmarked on or before the set deadline. Now, for email applications, together with scanned requirements, you can scan your documents, submit them to SSEAYP at nyc.gov.ph. That's SSEAYP at nyc.gov.ph on or before the set deadline, with the subject format, region code or number, -PY, which means participating youth, your surname, comma, your first name. For example, for me, that's region 7, region VII, -PY, space Oira, comma, John Paul. Do not send them by .zip or .rar files. Submit them, attach them one by one. And if you submit online, you don't need to submit hard copies of your application documents. And make sure they are complete, all of the documents are complete by the deadline, because if not, you will be automatically disqualified. And yeah, once you submit them, make sure that you have signed and had also a person administering your oath here. The sworn statement can go to your local public attorney's office to have this like notarized, that all of the facts that you placed here are true. Okay, your date accomplished, your signature, and the sign of the person administering your oath. Okay, make sure you have this signed also before you scan the document and submit them. Right, and so that's it. Those are the things that you need to write in your application form and the documents that you need to secure or to have before the deadline. Submit them to the NYC. If you have questions regarding more questions regarding how to fill up the form or clarifications, just comment below or reach out to me. And so that's it. It's very easy to apply for the program. And if you're not yet convinced why you should apply for the program, or to encourage you to apply for the program, I will insert some links to videos that would interest you on how exciting the program is. So check them out. And also don't forget to like our page, Hinirang Philippine Youth Ambassadors of Goodwill on Facebook, And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you'll get to be notified for the next videos regarding the program. I wish you well and good luck. See you soon.